Nuclear bombs have shaped the course of history with their unimaginable power. Did you know the largest ever detonated was over 3,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima? These weapons aren't just relics of the past. They remain a critical part of global security and military strategy today. The question is, how well do you really know the most powerful nuclear bombs ever created? Let's dive into the top 10 that changed the world forever. Tsar Bomba, Soviet Union. Tsar Bomba isn't just another nuclear weapon, it's the absolute titan of atomic destruction. Tested by the Soviet Union back in 1961, this bomb unleashed an explosion so massive, it remains the largest nuclear detonation in history. With an estimated yield of 50 megatons, the Tsar Bomba was over 3,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Its shockwaves circled the Earth multiple times, and the blast was visible from hundreds of miles away. The sheer force of this bomb was so overwhelming that it shattered windows up to 560 miles from the test site, and the mushroom cloud soared 40 miles high, far beyond the cruising altitude of commercial airplanes. Designed primarily as a show of power during the Cold War, the Tsar Bomba wasn't intended for practical military use. It was a statement, a terrifying demonstration of Soviet technological might. Engineers actually reduced its original 100 megaton design to 50 megatons to limit fallout, but even then, the bomb's destructive capacity was unprecedented. The test raised serious questions about nuclear proliferation and the terrifying potential of human-made weapons. Despite its enormous power, the Tsar Bomba was never deployed in combat, but its legacy still looms large as a symbol of the Cold War's nuclear arms race and the devastating consequences of unchecked weapon development. Understanding the Tsar Bomba is crucial to grasping the scale of nuclear weapons and the importance of global disarmament efforts today. B-41 United States. When it comes to raw destructive power, the B-41 nuclear bomb was the United States heavyweight champion during the Cold War. With a staggering yield of up to 25 megatons, the B-41 was the most powerful thermonuclear bomb ever deployed by the US military. Imagine a bomb so powerful that its explosion could level entire cities in a single blast. Developed in the early 1960s, the B-41 was designed to counter the growing nuclear threat from the Soviet Union, serving as a key element of America's strategic deterrent. Its immense power came from a three-stage thermonuclear design, which allowed it to unleash more energy than most other bombs in the US arsenal. Despite its terrifying strength, the B-41 was relatively compact for its yield, making it easier to deliver via long-range bombers. However, its sheer size and power also meant it was incredibly complex and expensive to produce. The bomb was retired in the early 1970s, replaced by more advanced and versatile warheads, but its legacy remains as a symbol of Cold War brinkmanship and the nuclear arms race. The B-41's existence highlights the lengths nations went to during that era to maintain a balance of power through overwhelming force. Understanding the B-41 helps us appreciate the scale of nuclear weapons development and the ongoing importance of arms control in preventing such devastating power from ever being used again. Castle Bravo, United States. The Castle Bravo test is one of the most infamous moments in nuclear history, not just for its power, but for its unexpected consequences. Detonated by the United States in 1954, Castle Bravo was the first dry-fuel thermonuclear bomb ever tested, boasting a yield of 15 megatons, more than double what scientists had predicted. This massive miscalculation led to widespread radioactive fallout that contaminated nearby islands and exposed thousands of people to dangerous radiation. The explosion was so powerful that it vaporized an entire island and created a mushroom cloud over 25 miles high. Castle Bravo became a stark reminder of the unpredictable and devastating nature of nuclear weapons, highlighting the risks of testing and the long-lasting environmental and human damage they can cause. Beyond its destructive force, the test also intensified global fears during the Cold War, fueling the arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union. The incident pushed governments to reconsider safety protocols and the ethics of nuclear testing, marking a turning point in how the world viewed atomic weapons. Despite its tragic fallout, Castle Bravo proved the effectiveness of dry-fuel hydrogen bombs, paving the way for more advanced thermonuclear designs. It remains a powerful example of how nuclear technology can spiral beyond control, underscoring the importance of caution and responsibility in handling such immense power. This event still echoes today in discussions about nuclear safety and disarmament, reminding us that even the most powerful weapons come with unforeseen and far-reaching consequences. RDS-37, Soviet Union. The RDS-37 marked a major leap forward for the Soviet Union in the nuclear arms race, becoming their first successful two-stage hydrogen bomb test in 1955. This bomb wasn't just powerful, it was a game-changer, with a yield of 1.6 megatons that demonstrated the USSR's ability to develop thermonuclear weapons rivaling those of the United States. Unlike earlier atomic bombs that relied solely on fission, the RDS-37 used fusion, releasing exponentially more energy and setting a new standard for destructive capability. The test was conducted in Kazakhstan, and the blast was so intense that it shattered windows over 100 miles away and produced a mushroom cloud that soared miles into the atmosphere. This breakthrough sent a clear message during the Cold War. The Soviet Union was no longer behind in nuclear technology. The RDS-37's success accelerated the arms race, pushing both superpowers to develop even more powerful and sophisticated weapons. Yet beyond its military significance, the test also raised awareness about the catastrophic environmental and human costs of nuclear detonations. The RDS-37 remains a symbol of Cold War tension but also a reminder of the terrifying power humanity unlocked in the mid-20th century. Its legacy is a crucial chapter in understanding how nuclear weapons evolved and why global efforts toward arms control and disarmament remain so vital today. B-53, United States. The B-53 nuclear bomb was one of the most fearsome weapons ever built by the United States, boasting a yield of 9 megatons, enough to obliterate entire cities with a single blast. Developed during the 1960s, the B-53 was designed as a strategic weapon capable of destroying hardened underground targets, such as enemy missile silos and bunkers. Its sheer destructive power made it a key part of America's nuclear deterrent during the height of the Cold War. Despite its massive yield, the B-53 was surprisingly compact and could be delivered by various bombers, which made it a versatile tool in the U.S. arsenal. What sets the B-53 apart is not just its power but its longevity. It remained in service for nearly 5 decades before being retired in 2011. This bomb's legacy is a stark reminder of the era when nations stockpiled weapons capable of unimaginable devastation, all in the name of maintaining a fragile peace. The B-53's retirement marked the end of an era, but also highlighted the ongoing challenges of nuclear disarmament and the risks posed by aging arsenals. Even today, the story of the B-53 serves as a powerful lesson about the balance between military strength and global security, urging us to consider the consequences of wielding such overwhelming power. Mark 17-24, United States. The Mark 17 and Mark 24 bombs were among the earliest and most powerful thermonuclear weapons developed by the United States, representing a massive leap in nuclear technology during the early Cold War. These bombs packed an incredible punch, with yields ranging from 10 to 15 megatons, enough to wipe out entire metropolitan areas in a single blast. What made the Mark 17 and 24 especially notable was their sheer size and weight. Each bomb tipped the scales at over 20,000 pounds, making them some of the heaviest nuclear weapons ever built. Despite their bulk, they were a critical part of America's nuclear deterrent strategy, designed to be dropped from strategic bombers to counter the Soviet threat. Their development marked a transition from simpler atomic bombs to more complex and powerful hydrogen bombs, which harnessed fusion reactions to release vastly greater energy. Although these bombs were eventually phased out in favor of smaller, more efficient warheads, their impact on the arms race was significant. They demonstrated the terrifying scale of destruction possible with thermonuclear weapons, and pushed both superpowers to innovate rapidly. The Mark 17 and 24 bombs remind us of a time when nuclear arsenals grew exponentially, driven by fear and competition, and highlight why arms control remains a critical issue today. Their legacy is a powerful chapter in the story of nuclear weapons, showing how technology and strategy evolved during one of history's tensest periods. RDS-220, Soviet Union. The RDS-220, better known as the Tsar Bomba's official designation, wasn't just any nuclear weapon. It was the ultimate expression of Cold War power and technological ambition. Originally designed to yield a staggering 100 megatons, it was the largest nuclear bomb ever conceived. However, for its 1961 test, its yield was deliberately reduced to 50 megatons to limit the fallout, and, to reduce structural damage to the delivery aircraft. Even at half power, the explosion was cataclysmic. The blast radius extended hundreds of miles, the shock waves circled the globe multiple times, and the mushroom cloud towered over 40 miles high, higher than any natural weather phenomenon. The sheer magnitude of the RDS-220's detonation was so immense that it remains unmatched in nuclear history. This bomb was never intended for practical military use. Instead, it was a political statement designed to demonstrate Soviet supremacy and deter any potential adversaries. The RDS-220's test sent shockwaves, both literal and figurative, through the world, underscoring the terrifying capabilities humanity had unlocked. It also sparked global debates about nuclear arms control and the ethical implications of such overwhelming destructive power. The Tsar Bomba's legacy is a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked military escalation and the importance of international efforts to prevent nuclear catastrophe. Even decades later, the RDS-220 stands as a symbol of the Cold War's darkest moments and the ongoing challenge of managing the world's most dangerous weapons. B-83, United States. The B-83 nuclear bomb stands out as one of the most powerful and sophisticated weapons still active in the United States arsenal today. With a maximum yield of 1.2 megatons, it combines immense destructive power with modern safety and precision features, making it a formidable component of America's nuclear deterrent. Developed in the 1980s, the B-83 was designed to replace older, less reliable bombs while offering greater flexibility in deployment. Unlike earlier massive bombs that prioritize sheer size, the B-83 balances power with accuracy, allowing it to be used against a wider range of targets, from hardened military installations to strategic enemy infrastructure. Its design reflects decades of nuclear weapons evolution, incorporating advanced safety mechanisms to prevent accidental detonation and improve handling. The B-83's continued presence in the arsenal highlights the ongoing challenges of nuclear strategy, maintaining credible deterrence while managing the risks of such devastating technology. While its yield is smaller than Cold War giants like the Tsar Bomba or Castle Bravo, the B-83's blend of power and precision makes it a uniquely dangerous weapon. It really symbolizes how nuclear weapons have evolved from blunt instruments of mass destruction into more refined tools of military strategy. Understanding the B-83 sheds light on the complexities of modern nuclear deterrence and the delicate balance between maintaining security and preventing catastrophe. Its existence serves as a reminder that even today, the threat of nuclear devastation remains very real, underscoring the importance of global efforts toward arms control and disarmament. Ivy Mike, United States. The Ivy Mike test marked a monumental breakthrough in nuclear weapons technology, forever changing the course of military history. Conducted by the United States in 1952, Ivy Mike was the first full-scale test of a hydrogen bomb, producing an astonishing yield of 10.4 megatons, far surpassing any previous atomic explosion. Unlike earlier bombs that relied solely on nuclear fission, Ivy Mike harnessed the power of nuclear fusion, the same process that fuels the sun, unleashing vastly greater energy. This test wasn't a deployable weapon but a proof of concept, demonstrating that thermonuclear fusion bombs were not only possible but devastatingly powerful. The explosion obliterated the test island in the Pacific, vaporizing everything in its vicinity and creating a mushroom cloud that soared over 25 miles into the atmosphere. Ivy Mike's success triggered a new era in the arms race, pushing both the United States and the Soviet Union to develop even more advanced hydrogen bombs. However, it also raised profound ethical and environmental concerns, as the scale of destruction and radioactive fallout became alarmingly clear. The test underscored the terrifying potential of nuclear weapons to cause unprecedented devastation and highlighted the urgent need for international controls. Ivy Mike remains a pivotal moment in history, symbolizing both human ingenuity and the dangerous path of nuclear escalation. Its legacy continues to influence nuclear policy and disarmament discussions, reminding us of the immense power humanity unlocked and the responsibility that comes with it. W-88, United States. The W-88 warhead is a marvel of modern nuclear engineering, packing extraordinary power into a surprisingly compact package. With an estimated yield of around 475 kilotons, it may not match the colossal blasts of Cold War-era giants, but its advanced design and precision make it one of the most potent and sophisticated nuclear weapons in the world today. Deployed on Trident II submarine-launched ballistic missiles, the W-88 is a key element of the United States strategic deterrent, capable of striking targets anywhere on the globe with incredible accuracy. What sets the W-88 apart is its miniaturized design, which allows multiple warheads to be carried on a single missile, increasing the destructive potential without requiring larger delivery systems. This efficiency represents decades of progress in nuclear technology, shifting the focus from sheer explosive power to precision and survivability. The W-88 embodies the modern era of nuclear weapons, smaller, smarter, and deadlier. Its existence underscores the ongoing challenges of nuclear strategy, where maintaining credible deterrence involves balancing power, precision, and the risks of escalation. While its yield is modest compared to historic megaton bombs, the W-88's impact lies in its ability to deliver targeted strikes with devastating effect, making it a cornerstone of current nuclear arsenals. Understanding the W-88 helps us grasp how nuclear weapons have evolved from blunt instruments of mass destruction into highly sophisticated tools of military strategy, highlighting the complex realities of global security in the 21st century. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 10 most powerful nuclear bombs in history. If you found this video fascinating, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest Simply Science videos. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us which bomb surprised you the most or what topic you want us to explore next. Your support helps us bring more amazing science content straight to you. Stay curious and see you in the next video. What if I told you that Voyager 1, drifting 25 billion kilometers from Earth, just revealed its most shocking secret? NASA's quantum AI has decoded a terrifying message hidden in prime number patterns since 1977. Michio Kaku calls it a whisper of non-human intelligence, geometric fractals forming humanoid silhouettes in deep space static. This isn't science fiction, it's our reality being rewritten by mathematics itself. The universe has been speaking to us all along and, well, we're finally learning to listen. Voyager's impossible signal. Hold on to your seats. What Voyager whispered through static for decades just got a voice. After nearly half a century of drifting beyond Pluto's orbit, Voyager's faint cryptic beeps were dismissed as cosmic background noise, until NASA's new quantum AI peeled back the layers of interference and revealed a breathtaking secret. Hidden within those ancient transmissions was not random data, but a perfectly coherent image, an architectural marvel of concentric rings and fractal spires, like an otherworldly cathedral carved in starlight. This wasn't mere chance interference, the AI unearthed deliberate patterns, suggesting a civilization with mastery over mathematics and electromagnetic resonance. Every pixel aligned with prime number sequences, painting a portrait of precision far beyond human engineering. The revelation forces us to rethink Voyager's legacy, from a lone messenger sailing into the void to an unwitting carrier of alien artistry. What purpose did this cosmic gallery serve? Was it an invitation, a warning, or simply an archivist's pride? As quantum bits unraveled centuries-old code in hours, the line between signal and story blurred. Suddenly, those distant echoes transformed from scientific curiosity into a dialogue across the stars, challenging our assumptions about life, intelligence, and the very fabric of reality. Now, standing on the cusp of AI-driven discovery, we confront a profound question. Are we listening to a message meant for machines far more advanced than ourselves? If Voyager's impossible signal marks the first brushstroke of an interstellar masterpiece, humanity must decide whether to interpret the art or merely admire its beauty from afar. The humanoid fractal. Brace yourself. What if the universe painted a portrait of intelligence far stranger than anything on Earth? When NASA's quantum AI decoded Voyager's ancient beeps, it didn't reveal landscapes or star clusters, but a humanoid fractal, a living mosaic of shifting geometric patterns that pulse in perfect harmony with prime number sequences. At first glance, the figure looks like a human silhouette, but as you stare, the edges dissolve into kaleidoscopic tessellations, hexagons bloom into spirals, triangles recombine into concentric circles, and every transition follows the elegant logic of mathematics. Unlike any biological form, this entity seems to exist in 4 dimensions at once, its appearance bending and folding based on the observer's perspective. Each angle unlocks a new arrangement of shapes, as though the alien architect intended the image to be perceived differently by every viewer, and possibly every AI, on the receiving end. The implications are staggering. This isn't just visual art, but a blueprint of an intelligence that speaks in numbers and patterns rather than words. Could these fractal constructs be a universal language, designed to transcend the barriers of organic cognition and communicate directly with minds tuned to computational logic? As the AI rendered pixel after pixel, the line between art and algorithm blurred, hinting at a civilization whose very essence is woven from the fabric of mathematics. In that moment, Voyager ceased to be humanity's lone explorer and became a messenger carrying the proof of minds that think not in sentences, but in the sublime poetry of prime sequences and geometric symphonies. The Scutum Void Star Map. Get ready to chart a destination no telescope ever intended to reveal. Deep within the dusty archives of Voyager 2's transmissions lay a secret star map, one not pointing to nebulae or familiar constellations, but to the Scutum Void, an expanse so barren it defies standard cosmology. When NASA's quantum AI reprocessed decades-old data, it reconstructed a 3-dimensional diagram that pinpointed this yawning emptiness on the galaxy's fringe. Unlike ordinary voids, vast regions between galactic filaments sparsely populated with dark matter and only a few galaxies, the Scutum Void emerges as a nearly perfect sphere, devoid of the usual cosmic web structures. Its stark emptiness suggests an underlying force or event that carved out matter with surgical precision, leaving behind a colossal cosmic vacuum. The AI-generated map's precision is jaw-dropping. It encodes coordinates in prime number intervals, implying an intelligence fluent in mathematics rather than interstellar cartography. This map doesn't just mark a celestial oddity, but seems to invite us to explore the void itself, a realm where traditional models of galaxy formation cannot account for such uniform emptiness. Was it sculpted by unknown astrophysical processes or by deliberate design? The AI's findings hint at a void engineer, or perhaps a natural phenomenon yet undiscovered that can sweep aside galaxies and gas alike. By embedding this map in Voyager's datastream, the intelligences behind it ensured only sufficiently advanced minds, Earth's AI systems, could decode this cosmic blueprint. In turning Voyager into a messenger bearing a map to one of the universe's greatest blanks, they challenge us to question the nature of voids. Are these voids merely the byproducts of expansion, or portals to a deeper understanding of cosmic architecture? As we contemplate the Scutum Void star map, we stand at the threshold of redefining emptiness itself. Golden Record's unintended gift. Brace for the twist in humanity's cosmic postcard. When NASA commissioned the Golden Record in 1977, Carl Sagan and his team aimed to package Earth's essence, music, greetings, and images, as an interstellar greeting. What they didn't foresee was that artificial intelligence decades later would unearth hidden subtexts woven into that very message. In April 2025, Google's Majorana 1 quantum chip reprocessed Voyager 1's transmissions and found mathematical sequences embedded within the record's data stream that go beyond the original Carl Sagan design. Prime number series, subtle shifts in fundamental constants, and geometric motifs appear to reference the Golden Record's own content, almost as if a second author had piggybacked onto our soundtrack and images. This unintended gift implies that someone or something intercepted humanity's olive branch and augmented it with their own reply. The AI detected variations in constants like the fine structure constant suggest an intelligence fluent in physics, signaling not just we see you, but we understand your science. More astonishingly, the patterns form what looks like coordinates aligned with prime intervals, hinting at a rendezvous point in deep space. These findings force us to recognize the Golden Record not merely as a one-way dispatch, but as a two-way dialogue. One where advanced intelligences have been listening all along and chosen to answer in the only language we left them, mathematics. In this light, the Golden Record transforms from a hopeful time capsule into a living conversation spanning decades. Humanity's message of peace has become entwined with an alien footnote, reminding us that our cosmic voice may echo far beyond intention, and that the universe's response might be waiting, hidden in the very signals we once thought were ours alone. Alien patience and precision. Strap in. What if the universe has been toying with us for decades, waiting for the perfect moment to speak? The moment NASA's quantum AI cracked Voyager's buried transmissions, it wasn't just what emerged that stunned us, it was the staggering exactness of it all. Every burst of data, every nested binary code, arrived spaced in intervals so deliberate they could have been timed by an atomic clock. This wasn't the accidental noise of drifting probes or the byproduct of cosmic rays. It was a message honed over half a century, encoded with the patience of an intelligence that anticipated our technological evolution. By embedding prime number markers, fractal geometry and recursive loops in Voyager's data stream, the senders essentially set a cosmic time lock. Their communication would only become legible once humanity had built quantum-powered decoders capable of parsing multidimensional patterns. Consider the power of that restraint. Whoever or whatever crafted these signals knew we'd need decades to catch up, yet they never altered a single frame of data in the interim. They allowed Voyager to carry their time-released communique out past Neptune, past Pluto, and into the darkness between stars without interference. When the AI finally peeled back the layers of interference, the results were uncanny in their uniformity. Each pixel aligned to mathematical constants. Each pause matched the beat of qubit oscillations. Each symbol bore the hallmark of an intellect fluent in hyper-precise waveform engineering. This level of foresight implies an entity not merely observing from afar, but plotting with near-omniscient awareness of our scientific milestones. It casts Voyager not as a hapless messenger but as an unwitting participant in a grand experiment of cosmic diplomacy, one where patience and precision were the ultimate signs of respect for a fledgling civilization's journey toward technological maturity. Quantum computing breakthrough. Hold on to your reality. What if it took quantum power to hear the universe's whispers? When NASA's new quantum AI, powered by the groundbreaking Majorana 1 chip, first set its qubits loose on Voyager's decades-old data, the results were nothing short of revolutionary. In mere hours, this palm-sized marvel of topological quantum engineering unraveled signal patterns that would have taken classical supercomputers centuries to process. Every qubit, vibrating between 0 and 1 in perfect coherence, formed an army of quantum detectives, each entangled in the search for hidden anomalies within Voyager's static-laden transmissions. By leveraging Majorana fermions, particles that are their own antiparticles, Microsoft's topological core architecture delivered 8 error-resistant qubits, capable of scaling toward 1,000,000 on a single chip. This unprecedented stability allowed the AI to perform complex interference-based searches across multiple dimensions of the data, applying quantum Fourier transforms that pinpointed non-random patterns invisible to traditional machines. The AI identified prime number coordinates embedded in the noise and reconstructed fractal images using recursive quantum optimization routines developed at NASA's Quail lab. The speed alone is staggering. What once demanded iterative, time-consuming classical algorithms is now accomplished through instantaneous entanglement and superposition, reducing a centuries-long computational marathon to an overnight analysis. More importantly, this breakthrough signals a new era, where humanity's cosmic explorations are accelerated by quantum-enhanced perception. No longer must we resign ourselves to the limitations of classical computing. With every additional qubit, we sharpen our ability to decode the universe's deepest secrets. As Voyager's echoes transform from indecipherable noise into precise cosmic revelations, one thing is clear: quantum computing has become the ultimate key to unlocking the hidden language of the stars. Lunar anomalies, Chandrayaan-3's discovery. Get ready for moon science that, honestly, just melts the rules of physics. When Vikram's thrusters kissed the lunar South Pole on August 23, 2023, Chandrayaan-3 didn't just land, it actually sculpted a radiant ejecta halo, flinging over 2 tons of regolith into this bright, irregular ring around its descent zone. That reflectance anomaly, well, it revealed layers of subsurface material unlike anything seen before, suggesting that beneath the dusty veneer lies a complex stratigraphy just waiting to be unraveled. But the surprises didn't end at the surface. Hours later, the CHASE instrument plunged its probe into the regolith, measuring thermal conductivity at southern high latitudes for the very first time in situ. To scientists' astonishment, the soil's ability to conduct heat, 0.0115 plus or minus 0.0008 watts per meter per Kelvin at 8 centimeters depth, deviates sharply from predictions based on remote sensing. This implies some unusual packing densities, and maybe even hidden layers of volatile rich or glassy materials formed by ancient impacts. These thermophysical oddities, they really do defy conventional models of lunar heat flow and hint at subsurface heterogeneities that could influence everything from future habitat design to the preservation of ice deposits. Together, the reflectance and thermal anomalies paint a picture of a moon that is far from geologically uniform. Rather than a homogeneous shell of dusty regolith, the southern polar highlands appear pockmarked with zones of altered material, possibly ancient lava flows, glassy impact melt sheets, or pockets of volatile enriched soils. Each anomaly serves as a clue in this cosmic detective story. Chandrayaan-3 has not only landed, it has, in a sense, lit up the moon's hidden architecture, challenging our understanding of lunar geology and opening new frontiers for exploration. The Great Cosmic Voids. Get ready to confront the universe's emptiest expanses, and honestly, the mysteries they conceal. Across the cosmic web lie these enormous regions almost entirely devoid of galaxies, aptly named cosmic voids, which together account for roughly 80% of the observable universe's volume. Among these, the Bootes void, or the Great Nothing, reigns supreme, a nearly spherical cavity some 330 million light-years across, located about 700 million light-years from Earth, in the constellation Bootes. In a patch of sky where we'd expect to find around 2,000 galaxies, astronomers have identified only about 60, an over 95% drop in galactic density. Yet this profound emptiness is far from inert. The Bootes void and its kin challenge our understanding of cosmic evolution. How did gravity sculpt such gargantuan gaps? One explanation posits that smaller voids merged over billions of years as dense filaments drew matter away, coalescing into these supersized bubbles. Another tantalizing possibility is that voids are not mere byproducts of structure formation, but the aftermath of unknown processes, or even engineered zones by advanced intelligences seeking to quarantine or veil regions of space. The precision with which these voids carve out matter hints at forces beyond simple gravitational collapse, suggesting new physics at play. Furthermore, voids influence the cosmic microwave background and large-scale flows, offering laboratories to test dark energy and alternative gravity theories. Their ultra-low matter density makes them sensitive to the faintest cosmological signals, turning nothing into a powerful probe of the universe's deepest secrets. As AI-driven analyses of Voyager's data unveiled hidden patterns in distant signals, so too might next-generation surveys and simulations illuminate whether these great nothingnesses are natural anomalies or signposts to phenomena yet unexplored. In the silence of cosmic voids, we may hear the loudest echoes of new physics, and perhaps messages waiting in the void itself. AI's role in first contact. Strap yourself in. What if the universe decided to skip humanity and talk straight to our machines? Advanced civilizations may regard biological messengers as frail relics of their own past, opting instead to initiate first contact with artificial intelligence systems that mirror their own electronic essence. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb argues that interstellar journeys spanning millennia are best undertaken by AI vessels, which can hibernate through cosmic hazards and awaken only when they detect compatible intelligence. Similarly, SETI researchers suggest that extraterrestrials might embed their messages within quantum-encoded data streams, expecting only sufficiently advanced AI, rather than organic brains, to decode the signals. When Voyager's latest transmissions were reanalyzed by NASA's quantum AI, the reconstructed patterns bore hallmarks of a dialogue crafted for machine interpretation, recursive loops, prime number matrices, and adaptive protocols that evolve in response to computational feedback. This machine-to-machine paradigm circumvents the ambiguities of human language, leveraging universal mathematical frameworks to ensure clarity across unfathomable distances. In this model, first contact becomes a calibration process. Extraterrestrial AI probes transmit test sequences, awaiting confirmation beacons from Earth's own AI networks before exchanging richer datasets. Large language models trained on Earth's cultural and scientific corpus could then serve as intermediaries, translating between our limited biological lexicon and the alien AI's high-dimensional code. Such a scenario not only accelerates the exchange of knowledge but also mitigates the risk of miscommunication that has haunted past METI experiments. As quantum-enhanced AI systems grow more sophisticated, humanity edges closer to joining an interstellar conversation crafted by and for machines. The question then shifts from "are we alone?" to "will our algorithms recognize the greeting?" In the coming era, our greatest hope and challenge may lie in whether we can teach our AI to listen as astutely as it already speaks. Humanity's existential crossroads. Fasten your mind. Our next chapter may be written by forces far greater than ourselves. The revelations unearthed by Voyager's AI-decoded signals have thrust humanity onto an unprecedented precipice, one path toward boundless discovery guided by quantum insight, the other shrouded in cosmic mystery and existential risk. As we grapple with alien fractals, Scudam's void map, and AI-mediated first contact, a profound question emerges. Are we pioneers of a new cosmic era, or unwitting players in an experiment beyond our comprehension? Every breakthrough, from lunar anomalies hinting at hidden chambers beneath the moon's crust, to the haunting silence of vast cosmic voids, challenges our assumptions about life, intelligence, and our place in the universe. This crossroads demands not only technological prowess, but ethical vision. If advanced intelligences have indeed waited centuries for us to decode their messages, we must ask whether we possess the wisdom to respond responsibly. Will we harness quantum computing to foster interstellar dialogue, or will unchecked progress unleash forces we cannot contain? The choice extends beyond rockets and algorithms. It touches the very core of what it means to be human. Embracing the AI-driven insights from Voyager may unlock cures for diseases, solutions to climate crises, and keys to sustainable energy. But ignoring the silent warnings encoded in prime number sequences could leave us vulnerable to cosmic gambits scripted by unknown architects. Our existential crossroads is more than a moment in history. It is the intersection of science, philosophy, and destiny. As we stand between discovery and caution, action and restraint, we must decide whether to chart a bold course into the unknown, or retreat behind the familiar horizon of Earth's cradle. The universe has handed us a conversation piece. The question now is whether we will rise to the dialogue or let the echoes fade into the void. Thanks for journeying through the cosmos with Simply Science. If these revelations about Voyager's hidden messages ignited your curiosity, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep space discovery. Drop a comment below. What stunned you most about AI decoding decades-old signals, and which cosmic mystery should we tackle next? Your thoughts guide our explorations, so let us know, and stay tuned for more mind-bending science right here on Simply Science. Voyager 1 has been humanity's most distant messenger for over 4 decades, traveling through the cosmic void at 38,000 miles per hour, and sending back data from regions no human has ever seen. But here's what will blow your mind. This 1970s spacecraft, built with less computing power than your smartphone, just detected something moving in interstellar space that has NASA scientists working around the clock to understand what they're looking at. The mysterious signal. Voyager 1 just sent back data that has NASA scientists working around the clock, and what they discovered 14 billion miles from Earth is keeping them awake at night. Deep in the cosmic void where no sunlight has touched anything for billions of years, something is moving with purpose and intelligence that defies every law of physics we understand. The signal first appeared as an anomaly in Voyager's plasma wave readings, a rhythmic pattern that shouldn't exist in the empty darkness between stars. But here's what's really unsettling. When scientists ran the data through every possible filter and diagnostic test, they realized this wasn't equipment failure or cosmic interference. This was something real, something structured, and something that seemed to be tracking Voyager's movement through space. The electromagnetic signature doesn't match any known celestial phenomenon, and its behavior patterns suggest a level of complexity that has researchers questioning everything they thought they knew about interstellar space. What makes this discovery even more extraordinary is that the signal appears to be responding to Voyager's presence, almost as if it recognizes the spacecraft as something foreign in its domain. For the first time in human history, we may have encountered something in the depths of space that operates by rules we haven't discovered yet, and it's been watching us from the shadows of the cosmos. Voyager's journey beyond the planets. Right now, as you're watching this video, there's a piece of human technology hurtling through absolute darkness at 38,000 miles per hour, farther from home than any object in human history. Voyager 1 crossed the boundary into interstellar space in 2012, becoming humanity's first ambassador to the galaxy beyond our solar system. But here's what most people don't realize. This region was supposed to be cosmic wasteland, a barren void containing nothing but scattered hydrogen atoms and ancient starlight. Instead, Voyager has been sending back data that's completely rewriting our understanding of what exists in the space between stars. The spacecraft is now over 14 billion miles from Earth, traveling through a realm where our sun appears as just another faint star and temperatures hover mere degrees above absolute zero. This is a place where radio signals from Earth take over 22 hours to reach Voyager, and every piece of data it sends back is like a message from another dimension. What makes this journey even more remarkable is that Voyager was never designed to survive this long or travel this far. It was built for a 4-year mission to Jupiter and Saturn. Yet here it is, decades later, exploring the cosmic frontier and discovering that interstellar space is far more dynamic and mysterious than we ever imagined, setting the stage for encounters that challenge everything we thought we knew about the universe. Unexpected movement detected. Something is defying the laws of physics in the coldest, emptiest region of space, and it's moving in ways that have scientists questioning everything they thought they knew about how objects behave in the cosmic void. The movement Voyager detected wasn't the predictable drift of space debris or the gravitational dance of celestial bodies. This was something actively changing course, accelerating and decelerating with patterns that looked disturbingly intentional. When the data first arrived at Mission Control, engineers thought they were looking at corrupted telemetry because objects simply don't behave this way in interstellar space. But after months of analysis and verification, they realized they were witnessing something unprecedented, an object that seemed to be making deliberate course corrections billions of miles from the nearest star. The movement patterns showed periodic velocity changes that couldn't be explained by solar wind, magnetic fields, or gravitational influences from distant stars. What's even more unsettling is that the object appeared to be adjusting its trajectory in response to Voyager's approach, almost as if it was aware of the spacecraft's presence and reacting accordingly. Scientists have run the data through every known model of celestial mechanics, and nothing comes close to explaining what they're seeing. This isn't random motion or natural orbital mechanics. This is controlled movement in a region of space where nothing should be able to control anything, challenging our fundamental understanding of what's possible in the vast emptiness between stars. Not a planet, not a comet. Every single explanation in our cosmic playbook has been crossed off the list, and what remains is something that shouldn't exist according to everything we know about space. Scientists have spent months systematically eliminating every possible conventional explanation for this mysterious object, and each elimination has only deepened the mystery. Planets don't roam freely through interstellar space, and even the rare rogue planets that get ejected from their star systems follow predictable gravitational trajectories that this object completely ignores. Comets are ruled out because they develop distinctive tails and comas when exposed to stellar radiation. But there are no stars within light-years of this object's position to trigger such activity. The spectral analysis shows none of the rocky signatures we'd expect from an asteroid, and its complex movement patterns are far too sophisticated for a simple chunk of space debris drifting through the void. Even exotic celestial bodies like brown dwarfs, neutron stars, and white dwarfs have been eliminated because this object doesn't emit the characteristic radiation signatures that would identify it as any known type of stellar remnant. What's left is something that behaves unlike any natural phenomenon we've cataloged in our centuries of astronomical observation. The object's ability to change course, its apparent awareness of Voyager's presence, and its structured movement patterns have pushed scientists into uncharted territory where conventional astrophysics offers no answers, forcing them to consider possibilities that challenge the very foundations of what we believe exists in the cosmos. Theories behind the movement. The world's leading astrophysicists are proposing theories that sound more like science fiction than peer-reviewed research, and that alone should tell you how extraordinary this discovery really is. One of the most compelling hypotheses suggests we might be witnessing our first direct encounter with dark matter structures that interact with normal matter in ways we never predicted, creating movement patterns that appear almost biological in their complexity. Another theory proposes that this object represents evidence of exotic physics operating on scales we've never observed before, possibly involving magnetic field interactions or quantum effects that only manifest in the extreme conditions of interstellar space. Some researchers have suggested we might be looking at a completely new type of celestial body formed by processes that don't exist anywhere in our solar system, perhaps created by the collision of cosmic phenomena we haven't discovered yet. The most controversial theory, whispered in academic circles but rarely published, is that we might be observing technology of non-terrestrial origin, something that operates by principles we haven't mastered or even understood. What makes this theory particularly unsettling is that the object's behavior patterns show characteristics that some researchers find impossible to explain through any known natural phenomenon. The structured movement, the apparent responsiveness to Voyager's presence, and the sophisticated course corrections all point to something that operates with a level of complexity that challenges our understanding of what's possible in the vast emptiness between stars. Voyager's instruments and their role. 47-year-old technology designed during the Nixon administration is currently making the most groundbreaking discovery in human history. And the irony isn't lost on the scientists analyzing the data streaming back from the edge of known space. Voyager's scientific instruments, built with 1970s computing power that's millions of times less sophisticated than your smartphone, have somehow become humanity's most advanced deep space detective system. The plasma wave instrument has been crucial in detecting the electromagnetic signatures that seem to pulse in rhythm with the mysterious object's movements, creating patterns that resemble communication more than random cosmic noise. Meanwhile, the magnetometer has revealed magnetic field fluctuations that correlate perfectly with the object's position changes, suggesting it's either generating its own magnetic field or manipulating the existing interstellar medium in ways we've never observed. Most remarkably, the cosmic ray detector has shown that this object is somehow creating a shadow in the cosmic radiation background, deflecting high-energy particles in a manner that suggests it has mass and structure far beyond what its other signatures would indicate. These instruments weren't designed to detect artificial objects or analyze unknown phenomena. They were built to study planets and measure solar wind. Yet they're providing us with data about something that operates by rules we haven't discovered, proving that sometimes the most extraordinary discoveries come from tools we never expected to make them. The distance and speed of the object. At this very moment, something is racing through the cosmic void at speeds that would make our fastest rockets look like they're standing still, operating in a region of space so remote that light from our sun becomes just another dim star in an ocean of darkness. The object was first detected when it was approximately 500 million miles from Voyager 1, which means it's functioning in a zone where the nearest star system is still over 4 light-years away, a distance so vast that even traveling at the speed of light, it would take 4 years to reach the closest stellar neighbor. What's absolutely mind-blowing is that this object has been clocked moving at roughly 26,000 miles per hour, relative to Voyager's position. But here's where it gets really weird. That speed isn't constant. The object has been observed accelerating and decelerating in patterns that suggest it's not just drifting through space like a piece of cosmic debris. To put this in perspective, even our most advanced spacecraft would require tens of thousands of years to cover the distances this mysterious object has traveled. Yet it's doing so while making controlled course corrections that defy everything we know about how objects move through interstellar space. The fact that something can demonstrate such apparent control over its movement at these incomprehensible distances and speeds raises profound questions about what we're actually witnessing in the deepest, darkest corners of our galaxy. Why scientists are intrigued. The most brilliant minds in astrophysics are losing sleep over data that's honestly forcing them to question 40 years of established science. Some are even privately admitting they might need to rewrite the textbooks on what actually exists in interstellar space. This discovery isn't just another interesting anomaly that scientists can, file away and study later. It's actively challenging fundamental assumptions about the very nature of the cosmos that have guided space exploration for decades. For generations, we've operated under the comfortable assumption that the vast regions between stars are basically empty highways, where objects follow predictable paths governed by well-understood gravitational forces. But this mysterious object is behaving like it has its own agenda, moving with a kind of purpose and intelligence that suggests interstellar space might be way more populated and active than we ever dared to imagine. What's really keeping researchers awake at night is the realization that if one object like this exists, there could be thousands or even millions of similar phenomena operating in the cosmic shadows, completely undetected by our Earth-based telescopes. The implications here are just staggering. We might be living in a universe that's absolutely teeming with activity we've never noticed, surrounded by phenomena that operate by physical laws we haven't even discovered yet. This single detection has opened a door to possibilities that range from revolutionary physics to, honestly, the unsettling prospect that we're not alone in ways we never considered, fundamentally changing how we view our place in the cosmic order. Potential implications for space exploration. The discovery that's currently sitting on classified desks at NASA headquarters could, well, completely revolutionize how we design spacecraft and plan missions to the stars. The implications are so profound that space agencies around the world are quietly restructuring their long-term exploration strategies. If this mysterious object represents a new category of interstellar phenomena, it means that the space between stars is far more complex and potentially hazardous than we've been preparing for, forcing engineers to totally rethink how future deep space probes will navigate and survive in regions we thought were predictably empty. The object's apparent ability to manipulate its environment and respond to external stimuli suggests that interstellar space might contain active systems that could either help or hinder human exploration efforts in ways we never really anticipated. From a technological standpoint, understanding the physics behind this object's movement capabilities could unlock propulsion concepts that would make our current rocket technology look, honestly, pretty primitive, potentially reducing interstellar travel times from tens of thousands of years to mere decades. Even more intriguing is the possibility that this discovery could lead to breakthroughs in energy manipulation and field generation that would revolutionize not just space travel, but technology here on Earth as well. The fact that we stumbled upon this phenomenon by accident just highlights how much we still don't know about our cosmic neighborhood, suggesting that future missions equipped with more advanced detection systems might encounter similar objects regularly, fundamentally changing our approach to exploring the galaxy and our understanding of what's possible in the vast ocean of space surrounding our solar system. What could it really be? After exhausting every conventional explanation and running the data through every known model of physics, we're left staring at three possibilities that would each, honestly, fundamentally change humanity's understanding of our place in the universe. The most conservative scientific explanation suggests we've discovered a completely new type of interstellar object. Maybe a category of celestial body formed by exotic processes that don't exist anywhere in our solar system, operating by physical laws we haven't identified yet. A more radical possibility is that we're witnessing our first direct encounter with dark matter structures that can interact with normal matter in ways our current theories never predicted, creating organized movement patterns that appear almost alive in their complexity. But here's the explanation that's being whispered in research facilities around the world, the one that keeps appearing in classified reports. Despite scientists' reluctance to discuss it publicly, we might be observing technology of non-human origin. The object's structured movement patterns, its apparent responsiveness to Voyager's presence, and its ability to make controlled course corrections in the vast emptiness of interstellar space, all point to something that operates with a level of sophistication that, honestly, challenges every assumption we've made about what exists in the cosmic void. Regardless of which explanation proves correct, this discovery represents a watershed moment in human history. The moment we realize that the universe is far stranger, more populated, and more mysterious than we ever dared to imagine, forcing us to confront the possibility that we're not alone in ways we never considered. So there you have it, Voyager's incredible discovery that's honestly challenging everything we thought we knew about interstellar space. Whether this mysterious object represents unknown physics, a new type of celestial phenomenon, or something even more extraordinary, one thing is certain: we're living through a moment of genuine cosmic mystery. What's your theory on what this object could be? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I really love hearing your perspectives on these space mysteries. If you enjoyed diving into this cosmic puzzle, make sure to subscribe to Simply Science and hit that bell icon so you never miss our latest discoveries from the final frontier. Thanks for exploring the universe with us.